formation of oxyhemoglobin, but now it's
Yes, sir.
carbon monoxide, thereby carboxyhemoglobin is formed, right?
Yes, sir.
All right now. Okay. So due to this, blood will not be able to carry sufficient oxygen to our body parts, right? So
Yes.
this lack of oxygen will cause respiratory problems. So it can
Suffocating.
also, exactly, it can also lead to suffocation also. Suffocation भी हो सकता है इसकी वजह से, right?
Yes, sir.
Then look, what is basically carbon monoxide poisoning? In order to cure this problem, what needs to be done? The common treatment for this is that oxygen has to be provided to the body with a pressure. So it is
Yes, sir.
Yes,
commonly
sir.
treated with pressurized oxygen to clear the blood. So हम pressure के साथ oxygen provide करते हैं body को, so that carbon monoxide is will be exhaled out of the body then,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Hmm. So these are the symptoms, like the person will suffer from nausea, chest pain, irregular heartbeats, right now. Okay, and the worst case scenario is that if the person becomes unconscious, death can also occur if the person is surrounded by atmosphere which is high in concentration of carbon monoxide. Then we
Yes, sir.
did talked about chlorofluorocarbons also, right?
Yes, sir.
So chlorofluorocarbons are basically chemicals that are made up of chlorine, fluorine, and carbon,
Yes, sir.
right? And we did talk to like ये क्या करता है ना? It basically um, depletes the layer of ozone, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So look, basically what happens ना? Chlorofluorocarbons में से जो ये chlorine आपको दिख रहा है, this chlorine over here, so chlorine will actually react with ozone layer,
Fluorine.
and then it will basically convert oxygen into this ozone into molecules of oxygen.
Yes, sir.
O2 plus O में ये separate हो जाता है,
Hmm.
right now. So thereby what will happen now? क्या हो रहा है इसकी वजह से? Yes.
Sir, the harmful and ultraviolet rays from the sun will enter the earth, which may
Yes,
cause
sir.
Exactly.
skin cancer.
Exactly. Because this is now reacting with the ozone layer, thereby CFC molecules are now breaking the ozone molecules. Right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is basically what happens. The bond of oxygen molecules in O3 is now being broken into O2 and O. Right?
Hmm.
All right then. Now, some of these common sources for CFCs we discussed that as well. Now, look over here. This is a diagrammatic representation where we get to see that the ozone layer, which is present in the which layer? Is it present in the troposphere or the stratosphere?
Antarctica.
No. This ozone layer I'm talking about. There's a
Atmosphere, sir.
hole in the Antarctica. There's a hole in the atmosphere above the Antarctica.
Yes,
Right
sir.
now. So basically, ozone layer जो Antarctica के ऊपर present है, there is a hole over there, but it is present in the stratosphere, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
ozone-rich stratosphere. Okay, and in
Uh,
fact, the stratosphere is the same layer in which aircrafts fly.
hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, but in Antarctica there is not much habitations. So how is there like CFC coming and a hole in the
Hmm.
hole in the ozone layer?
Look, basically the thing is now gas particles will travel from one place to another. No, right
Sir,
now
but there's
it
not a
will be
hole like
yes.
very populated countries.
There isn't a hole in very complicated countries.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're saying. Look, basically the thing is now, like there is a hole present over here as well, right? So basically, all the gas molecules will be traveling to side by countries as
Yes,
well.
sir.
Okay, and the thing that why there is look basically, if you get to see, it's not just Antarctica where ozone hole is found, right?
Hmm.
It's the fact about the ozone hole present over the Antarctica is that is that the hole there is comparatively larger,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, although there are holes somewhere in other places as well, but here it's a lot more bigger than the others, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now recently, if you were to see the data of this here, the hole has been so large that it is almost close to 26 million square. kilometer. Now imagine
Yes, sir.
this, 26 million square kilometer. That is the size of the whole over the Antarctica. So just
Yes, sir.
imagine how much bigger it is now, right now.
Hmm.
Okay. Now back to our topic. Okay, before we move on to discuss about some of the other gaseous pollutants like carbon dioxide, okay ना, and then
Yes, sir.
water, some of the other things like suspended particle matters क्या होते हैं, water SPMs, right
Yes,
now.
sir.
I have got few questions. Some of the questions you
Yes,
guys
sir.
will be able to answer from the discussion we had so far. So
Yes, sir.
question number one, Arhan, you answer this one. Next one, Arham, you will answer. Ahmed hasn't joined the class yet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so start, Arhan.
No, sir.
Question number one,
Sir, it's oxygen.
oxygen. Very good. Okay. Next question, Arham.
So it's windmill.
It's windmill. Very good. Arhan, next question.
Sir, auto rickshaw.
Auto rickshaw. Bujo wishes to contribute in reducing air pollution. Which vehicle should he use for going to school? Look over here. That here, in fact, all the vehicles are running on petrols or
No, sir, school
diesels.
bus. Since yes, sir. Yes, sir. Since
Sir, most
school bus carries a
candidates
lot of
use this.
students.
Exactly. Right now. So school bus, although it is still will be releasing pollutants in the environment, but as compared to others, more number of students will be traveling
Sir.
by the bus. Hence,
Yes, sir.
aggregate pollution created will be lesser. Okay.
Hmm.
Arham, next question. Which of the following is not a way to conserve water?
Sir, replace.
Hmm? Replace.
Replace
Right.
one.
Yes,
How can we replace water? Right. There is no alternative to water on earth. Wa- Okay, next question, Arhan. The type of pollution which is likely to affect Taj Mahal in Agra to a greater extent is
sir. Sir, air pollution.
air pollution. Air pollution. Okay,
Yes, sir.
water pollution.
No, sir.
The question is
Water.
that which is likely to affect Taj Mahal in Agra to a greater extent. To a greater extent.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
water pollution. Water pollution. Yes,
Water
sir.
pollution, no? Right now,
Hmm.
Arham and
Yes,
Arhan,
sir.
यहाँ पे हम acid rain की बात करेंगे. Later on, we will get to understand the concept of like what is marble cancer.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Marble
now
cancer.
Yes,
marble
sir.
cancer, what is that? We will get to know that as well. Next question, incomplete combustion of fuel such as petrol and diesel gives off, right? Okay. Phenomena of marble cancer, that is also that is due
Acid
to
rain.
acid rain that we will get to discuss few moments later. Potable water is the water which is okay.
Not
Leave
fit
that
for
topic for
drinking.
now. We can discuss that one. Yeah, basically pure and fit for drinking. Yeah, that is
Yes,
correct.
sir.
Mhm. That is what potable water is. All right
Hmm.
then. Now moving on, we have other components, other polluting components also present. We are still talking about air pollution. We haven't moved to the water pollution yet. All right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So after having discussed about CFCs, now let's talk about carbon dioxide की हम बात कर लेते हैं. One of the main pollutants of atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
Right? Although we
Yes,
say
sir.
it's a pollutant, but इसके एक balance amount of quantity is also required of carbon dioxide. Why is it
Yes, sir.
so?
For plants.
For plants
Yes,
to
sir.
carry out photosynthesis.
So since carbon dioxide
Hmm.
absorbs heat.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. It's for causing
Exactly,
greenhouse effect.
exactly. For photosynthesis, we need it. Okay, to keep the planet warm, for that purpose also we need it. Right now.
Hmm. Yes,
So
sir.
where does
Yes, sir.
carbon dioxide come from? So carbon dioxide,
Sir, vehicles.
exactly, is mainly produced
Trees.
by, yeah, So mainly it will be produced by like a burning of fuels. पहले हम बात करते हैं.
Yes, sir. Industries.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Burning of fuels, it will be coal, right now.
Yes,
Coal,
sir.
wood, petrol, diesel,
Yes, sir.
etc. Basically, any fuel that contains hydrocarbon in it.
Yes, sir.
अब हाइड्रोकार्बन क्या होता है? हाइड्रो basically what it translates to hydrogen,
Yes, sir.
and
And
carbon
Hydrogen.
is
carbon.
carbon simply, right now. So any
Yes, sir.
fuel that will
Yes, sir.
consist of hydrogen and carbon in it will necessarily give out what? Carbon in the atmosphere, and
Yes,
then
sir.
carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, right? Okay, now these were the sources of it. अगर घर पे हम बात करते हैं, burning of LPG also somewhat
Yes,
releases
sir.
carbon dioxide. So LPG plus CNG in our houses, that
Yes,
also
sir.
releases it. Okay now. So the fuels that are being used in the motor vehicles, that are also responsible for release of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So although as moments ago we discussed that it's a necessary component, it's a necessary component, but
Yes, sir.
if the concentration of carbon dioxide reaches a undesirable level in the environment, then it will
Yes,
lead
sir.
to some changes, right?
Hmm.
Yes,
So
sir.
we say that although CO2 is
Global warming
necessary,
is an
exactly.
example.
Exactly. So although CO2 is necessary, but excess amount of CO2 will lead to undesirable changes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's talk about like what are the impacts of CO2.
Yes, sir.
Impacts हम बात करेंगे on
Greenhouse gas.
environment, on
Greenhouse effect.
environment. Yeah, exactly. And then we will talk about humans also.
Yes, sir.
Humans और basically इसमें हम बात कर लेंगे all animals की. ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Ahmed Aslan.
Yeah. Yes, Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? So Ahmed, we are continuing our discussion. Right now we are talking about carbon dioxide. Hmm. Okay, someone has again joined. Okay, so we were talking about carbon monoxide and its impacts. So talking about on environment, as you guys say, that it leads to the greenhouse effect.
Yes, sir.
So what is greenhouse effect?
Yes, sir.
Arham, you defined it. What do you
Sir,
understand by it?
carbon dioxide traps the sun rays which is inside the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and which causes the earth to heat up, and
Hmm.
this causes the ice caps
Hmm.
to um,
Melt.
melt, which may
Hmm.
cause global warming in changes in weather and monsoon seasons.
Very good. Very well explained. Right. So basically, greenhouse effect is nothing but whenever the gases like carbon dioxide or methane, which are the greenhouse gases. So
Yes, sir.
whenever these greenhouses gases will do what? They will be absorbing the heat from the sun.
Heat.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
heat
sir.
दो
And
तरीके से
trapping
ये
the radiation.
exactly, both of the things will be done by it. So say that is our earth. So whatever heat is coming from the sun, so ये जो molecules are present like carbon dioxide consider NH3 NH4 also, और CFC
Methane.
को भी हम ले लेंगे, methane also, CH4 also,
Yes,
right
sir.
now. So CH4 or not NH4, CH4, CFC and CO2, these are the greenhouse gases basically, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
N2
sir.
dinitrogen oxide की हम बात करें, N2 is also a greenhouse gases. So
Yes, sir.
all
Yes,
these
sir.
gases will basically absorb the heat. So
Yes, sir.
ये heat को absorb करते हैं, right? Plus then what happens कि our earth is also radiating some amount of heat. हमारी earth भी तो heat radiate कर रही है ना,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? Whether it's vegetation, whether it whether it is rocks or whether it is water bodies, they are also radiating the heat, right?
Yes, sir.
So the solar radiation that is coming from the earth, some of it is absorbed into the earth, कुछ absorb होती है, and कुछ क्या होती है, radiate back कर जाती है वापस atmosphere में, right? So
Yes, sir. Global
also
warming.
we know that sun's rays जो है हमारी, sun's rays, what does it consist of? It consists of infrared also.
Yes, sir.
Infrared
Yes, sir.
radiations इसमें होते हैं, right
UV
now.
rays.
Exactly, infrared, UV rays in it, and then the white light. अब इनमें से heat किसके पास होता है? It is found in the infrared.
Infrared.
Yes, sir.
So infrared consists of heat, right now. So whenever we
Yes, sir.
talk about global warming, we need to know that infrared radiation that is part of the sun's rays, it basically consists of heat in it,
Yes, sir.
right? So then ये जो re-radiate
Yes,
हो
sir.
रही है heat, the heat that is now being radiated from the earth, that is also then absorbed.
Yes,
So
sir.
firstly, incoming rays are getting absorbed, plus then radiated heat is also being absorbed. You guys are
Yes,
getting it
sir.
now? So
Yes, sir.
thereby it does what? It increases the temperature of the atmosphere of earth, right now.
Global warming.
Yes, sir.
So thereby it leads to melting of the polar ice caps, and then we say that it's effect of global warming, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is
Yes, sir.
simply the greenhouse effect, right? So do remember the names of gases: carbon dioxide, okay, nitrogen oxide, chlorofluorocarbon, and methane. So
Yes,
these
sir.
are the gases
Yes,
which you
sir.
guys should remember actually, and do actually remember the definition of greenhouse effect. Okay, now you guys should be able to define it in your own
Yes, sir.
terms. Okay, okay then. Now talking about its impacts on humans, in what ways it is impacting the human?
For the
Mm-hmm.
respiratory problems.
Sir, breathing problems.
Breathing problems, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so अगर humans की हम बात
Asthma.
करते हैं तो asthma. So respiratory problems will be there, as Arhan said, asthma. Okay. Then second thing, Arham, you said.
Yeah, sir. Respiratory problems.
Okay. So respiratory problems will be there. Asthma
Sir,
will be there.
infertility.
Infertility. Although studies haven't proven it that much, but still it can lead to some cases right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, it will lead to respiratory problems, right? And then also it can lead to problem in vision,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
problem in vision, right now.
Cataract.
And visibility range can also be poor. Visibility
Yes, sir.
range in air can also become poor. Like if you were to drive in the road, or if you are normally walking in the air, so you won't be able to see the objects or buildings that are far away.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the vision can also be impacted. So that is all you need to know about carbon dioxide, right?
Hmm.
Then you have got like other things in the atmosphere also, right? Like we have got dust particles also, smoke
Sir,
also, right?
particularly.
Exactly. So then fly ash is also there. So all these particles that you get to see, they actually are very fine particles. Okay,
Yes, sir.
they could be solid, they could be solid also, right? Like हम
Yes,
dust
sir.
Yes,
particles
sir.
की बात हम करते हैं, if you to talk about dust particles, dust
Yes,
particles
sir.
which is solid. Okay, guys, please do sit in a quiet place, there's so much of background noise. Okay. Hmm. Now it's better. So then you have got solid particles also, then you have like liquid particles bhi hai hamare paas,
Yes, sir.
right? And then you have like gases particles also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now we will be not talking, let's talk about solid and liquid. हम suspended की बात कर रहे हैं ना, so it will be only the solid and liquid particles.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So suspended particulate matter. And in short, what do we call it?
SPM.
SPM, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ahmed. Yeah, Ahmed is in the class now.
Yes, sir.
So suspended particle matters. These are
Different.
very finely divided solid and solid
Liquid.
or solid or liquid particles. Okay, so that are basically suspended in the air. Suspended, what does it mean? That is clear now. It's a simple word.
Yes, sir.
That are traveling
Suspended.
in the ocean.
Exactly. So some of the
They are
examples here. Mhm.
they are dispersed through combustion in the air. Combustion
Yeah.
process.
Mhm.
Dispersed due to the combustion process.
Uh, exactly. Okay, now they are dispersed into the atmosphere due to it could be due to the combustion also, or it could be due to non-combustible process also. For example, if there's construction work, there is some construction work going in a construction sites.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
वहाँ पे stone crushers का use होता है, right now.
Yes,
Stone
sir.
crushers are used, right? So they
Yes, sir.
by the blowing wind, those dust could be blown into the air, and very fine particles of the dust will basically remain suspended in the air,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
the bad thing about these particles are that these
They reduce
particles, hmm,
they reduce visibility.
yeah, exactly. The bad thing about them is that they can remain, these particles can remain in the air for long time, long time, and also reduces visibility. Very good. Reduces
Yes, sir.
visibility. Yes, Arhan. Yeah. So talking about dust. So dust will consist of very tiny particles in it, right?
Yes, sir.
As we told now, like as we discussed now, it reduces visibility. So in parts of Delhi, I have seen like there are basically water sprayers used right now that basically throws up water in the air in order to bring down the suspended particles.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in order to improve the visibility range. So
Hmm.
dust will have very tiny particles, and those tiny particles can end up into the atmosphere by the various human activities, right? So what
Yes,
could be the
sir.
human activities like due to the
The industrial work.
industrial works? Very good.
Sir,
Industrial works.
vehicles, motors,
Yeah,
engines.
exactly. hmm Dust could be coming from the construction sites also, right? From the traffic,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? Now, from the traffic, it could be coming off. Okay,
The
so
coal ashes.
coal, yeah,
Ashes.
coal and what?
Ashes. Ash.
Coal and acids.
No, sir. Ashes.
Ashes. Okay, yeah. Coal and ashes. Actually, ashes की हम बात करते हैं ना, ये तो हमारा suspended particle हो जाएगा. Okay, now dust particles will also include particles from the ashes also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hmm. So these are basically the solid suspended particles in the atmosphere, and impact की अगर हम बात करते हैं कि as moments ago we said that it will reduce the visibility. Also, like if you were to see, you can see its impact on clothes also. If you have left the clothes
Yeah.
for drying, then the clothes will also start to change its color, fade its color, right now.
Yes, sir.
So it also
Yes, sir.
spoils the
Yes.
clothes, right?
Yes, sir.
And how do we basically prove here like there is suspended particles in the atmosphere? Just leave your room for a week and do not clean it. Like, I'm just saying, do not do that. Just
Yes, sir.
don't clean the tables, don't clean the books for 2 or 3 days. Then you will get to see that dust will cover the surface of the books, of the tables, of the computers, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
dust covers the, अगर हम बात करते हैं like on environment, how it is not good for environment. apart from reducing the visibility, you see dust will cover the leaves also. Dust
Hmm.
will covers the leaves of the plants and trees, right
Covers the
now.
stomata.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you guys must have observed that. So dust covers the leaves of plants, thereby it will impact what?
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
Yes, sir.
So,
Photosynthesis.
so photosynthesis will be impacted, right? Ahmed, Arhan, Arham. So that is
Yes,
why
sir.
dust particles are not good for the environment. Okay.
Hmm.
Most important thing about it is that not important. The very bad thing about dust particles is that it will also lead to respiratory problems, right?
Yes, sir.
Respiratory problems could be
Yes,
there,
sir.
right now, and then eye problems could also be there,
Yes,
right?
sir.
No matter how small they are, but they will lead to problems,
Hmm.
right? So we humans की हम बात करते हैं. So dust will produce very it will produce allergic reactions, right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
I
sir.
remember. When I was in class 10, even I had some respiratory allergic problems. I had also allergic reactions. Okay, so basically,
Yes, sir.
doctor said to me that I need to put a mask every time I go outside. So even when Corona was not there, COVID pandemic was not there. Before that also, whenever I used to go outside, I used to put a mask, right?
Yes, sir.
So allergic reaction basically what happens? So जो हमारी bronchitis है, right?
Yes, sir.
Not a bronchitis, I mean bronchioles and the trachea basically.
Hmm.
So it will have allergic reactions there. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you see, this is your ear passage, the trachea. So
Yes, sir.
inside the trachea, it is also rich in blood nerves, right? Blood
Yes,
capillaries
sir.
are
Yes,
in it
sir.
also. Okay, by the way, can you guys tell me the trachea tissue, is it made up of a cartilage or is it made up of a muscle?
So cartilage.
Hmm. It is
Muscle
actually made
होता
up of
है.
cartilage होता है ये. It is cartilage, made up of cartilage, not muscles. Yeah. All right now.
Yes, sir.
So it could
Yes,
lead to
sir.
development of respiratory diseases also, like bronchitis की हम बात करते. So bronchitis could also, person could also face this disease like bronchitis, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's talk about smokes. Smokes क्या होते हैं, right now?
Hmm.
So smoke is also SPM basically.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so mainly the difference, mm, the thing about the smoke is that it is basically particles of what? Particles of carbon in the air now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So ये particles है carbon के air में, right Ahmed? So what are the sources of it? अगर हम sources की बात करते हैं तो sources of smoke will be bad. You guys list me some of the names.
The burning of coal, wood.
Burning of fuels like coal. Okay, हम वैसे fuels की इसमें बात करते हैं which are basically not clean.
Petroleum.
We will be talking
Petroleum,
about
diesel.
especially, yeah. पहले हम बात करते हैं the type of fuel which are the major source of smokes. So we can
Yes, sir.
talk about coal, we could talk about wood also, right now.
Yes, sir.
We could talk about cow dung cakes,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we talk about kerosene oil, then
Yes, sir.
talking about diesel, then
Yes, sir.
petrol, right now.
All the petroleums,
Hmm,
constituents of petroleums.
exactly. So these are basically sources of the smokes. So major source of smoke is basically
Coal.
coal, cow dung cakes, etc. Right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
all these fuels are either being burned in our homes, या तो
Or
हमारे घरों
industries.
पे, or it is in industries or factories, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also thereby you get to see na, like in the industries also there are chimneys installed, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
many of the chimneys you
Yes,
get to
sir.
see that they are following the norms, they are following the rules, and they have put on filters on the chimneys right now.
Yes, sir.
So thereby what happens, the
Yes,
smoke
sir.
the smoke that is coming out of the chimneys consists of lesser amount of pollutants, although it consists of pollutants but lesser amount of pollutants. So basically what will happen now, all the soot will be left back, it will be stored, right? And in fact you will get to see, if you guys
Yes, sir.
if you guys are updated with things like, if you guys see documentaries or innovative videos, so you will get to see now there are peoples who are now converting the carbon soot into bricks,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
and that bricks are being now used to
Yes,
build homes.
Hmm.
Huh?
yes, sir.
So that is an innovative and a good approach to curb the pollution. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in this manner, if you were to develop an innovative ways to use these pollutants, so then pollution can be minimized, right?
Yes, sir.
Right now. So smoke, we have talked about it. Now talking about its impacts, how, what are the
Yes, sir.
harms of it? So it will
Sir,
impact
formation of smog.
pollution of
Sir, formation of smog.
formation of smog. Very, very good. Very good. Formation of smog. And smog is simply smoke
Mixture of
plus,
smoke and fog.
Yes,
very
sir.
good. It is simply smoke plus fog. And out of all the pollutants, smog reduces the visibility range maximum.
Yes,
Right
sir.
now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thereby we get to see more number of accidents in winters. Okay.
Hmm.
So we also get to see that it will also spoil clothes now. Spoil
Yes, sir.
clothes as it blackens the clothes.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Blackens the clothes.
yes, sir.
Not only clothes, it will also blacken the buildings also, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you get to see like there are buildings which are nearby any factory, तो हम देखते हैं कि उसका impact nearby buildings पर भी पड़ता है, right? So
Yes,
if
sir.
there's a factory, if there's a building situated nearby a factory, then the walls of that building will start to become black. Okay,
Hmm.
blackening will be seen over there, right now.
Yes, sir.
Apart from that, it will also cause lungs problem. It will also cause lungs problem. So
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
respiratory problems इसकी वजह से भी होंगे, right?
Hmm.
Thereby,
Yes, sir.
no matter how small a factory is, no matter how small an industry is, it should always be situated in a area where people are not inhabited, where it's not a residential area. Okay now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we talk about like some other minute particles. Okay, like if you were to talk about ash. Okay.
Yes.
Ash it is also produced by burning of
Cool.
coal now,
And wood.
burning of coal plus wood. So and then it will be carried into the air. Okay.
Through
So
smoke.
exactly, carried in the air. So basically what happens, if you guys were to observe, like place a piece of paper over a candle, not too close to the flame, at a proper distance, at a proper height, place a piece of white paper. So what you will notice, that there's a black circle on the paper. You will observe that right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the black circle, it will not develop due to the heat, but due to the deposition of ash over the white paper.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how this ash particles are being sticking to this white paper, how it is sticking to this white paper?
Sir,
because
through
because
smoke.
exactly, because what happens now, not smoke basically, not smoke, यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है ना, the gases are being produced when we burn a candle, gases will be produced now, right?
Yes, sir.
So gases will be produced, so those gases will carry these particles of ash onto this white paper. Ahmed, Arham, Arhan, you guys are getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thereby what will happen now, these ash will start to fly. Thereby we call them
Yes,
as
sir.
fly ash.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this fly ash, they cause irritation to eyes, nose, skin.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so they cause irritation to eyes, nose, skin, and throat. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
that is all we need to know about this ash here. Okay, now if someone were to work in a factory or in a place where there is continuous continuous emission of ash, of this fly ash, so the person is continuously exposed to this fly ash, so thereby he will develop certain complications in his body. What are some of the
Yes, sir.
complications the person might develop? Like the most
Allergy.
common, allergies will be developed right now. Hmm. The person will be suffering from certain allergies, so it will cause like lung problems only. Okay, so out of all the pollutants we have discussing so far now, the one disease that is common for all this, that is commonly caused by all these pollutants is bronchitis.
Respiratory problem.
Yeah, bronchitis is under the respiratory problems right now. And worst case scenario may lung cancer could also be caused due to ash particles, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Now the next topic we will be discussing right now is the harmful effects of air pollution on environment. Okay. So two of the most harmful impacts of air pollution that we get to see on environment is the acid rain and the
Accident.
greenhouse gas effect. Okay, these are the two of the
Yes, sir.
most harmful effects of the two. So anyone who would like to first mention few points regarding the acid rain from whatever you guys know, starting from Ahmed.
Yes, sir.
Just one or two points, no need to keep it too lengthy, just one or two points about acid rain.
So it's toxic and ruins the moisture in the plant areas.
Mm-hmm.
It drops, etc. And
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
Sir,
Arham,
can I?
Arham, you know.
Yes, sir. So when sulfuric acid and oxides of nitrogen, when they react with water, they form acid rain.
Mm-hmm.
This acid rain is very harmful because when it is very corrosive.
Mm-hmm.
It destroys everything that it comes in contact with.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay. Arhan, now you.
Sir, acid rain is a secondary pollutant, and it
Mm.
has a it had a huge impact on Talman, and the government advised the industries to move far away from the
Mm.
Taj Mahal, so the
Mhm.
acid rain won't destroy the Taj Mahal any further, and it
Mhm.
is and there are no like auto rickshaws, cars. We have to
Mm.
travel through cycle or uh, bullock cart.
Okay, okay, okay. All of you have added points to acid rain. Okay, and all the points are relevant. Very good. Okay, look over here. First thing we need to talk about, like, what are the sources of acid rain, right?
Sulfuric acid and oxygen.
Mm-hmm. Right. No,
Sulfuric acids and
primary
oxides of nitrogen.
we need to first talk about the primary pollutants in it. What are the primary
Hmm.
pollutants? Where does it come from? So the primary acid rain being a secondary pollutant, as Arhan you mentioned that, very good. So acid rain, first the burning of fossil fuels, like coal or petrol, right now. So no matter
Yes, sir.
where we burn them in factories or thermal power plants or
Yes, sir.
in the motor vehicles, right now. So all of
Yes,
them will
sir.
be producing mainly
Nitrogen
two
oxide.
very two very poisonous gases, acidic gases, not poisonous, acidic gases का production होता है. So burning
Yes,
of
sir.
fossil and fuels that will give off acidic gases, and those
Yes, sir.
acidic gases are basically sulfur dioxide and
And
oxides of
nitrogen.
nitrogen.
Yes, sir.
So I have written NOx because it could be
Hmm.
NO2 or it could be NO3 also.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
It could be
Sir, in
NO2.
NO2 and NO3, which is nitrate and which is nitrite?
Just a moment. Okay, it's not working properly. Yeah. So I said that SO2, NO2, and NO3 could be produced. So talking about
Yes, sir.
nitrate and nitrite, look over here. This gas NO3 you're seeing over here, that is called as nitrate, and NO2 over here is called as nitrite. All
Yes, sir.
right now. So NO3 is
Nitrate.
NO3 is nitrate.
Nitrite.
Okay, and NO2 is nitrite over here.
Nitrite.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
now
sir.
moving on. Now, moving on, what will basically happen when these gases reacts with the water? We will understand the whole. We will understand the whole reaction. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, look at the components over here.
Yes, sir.
So the components which we see over here, they are both biotic and abiotic components. So
Hmm.
acid rain will have impact on both living and non-living things. So
Yes,
Yes, sir.
both the components are being impacted due to it, right?
Hmm.
Okay, we will come to its reaction, but let's discuss few more points regarding it. Look over here. Talking about forest, in what manner the acid rain will be damaging the forest? Look over here. What basically happens? Acid rain being corrosive in nature, whenever it will fall on the forest over here, you can see the leaves are being shed. Leaves are being basically eaten away by the
Yes, sir.
acid over here. Also, if the
Hmm.
acid rain is dilute in nature, it's not very concentrated, then the leaves might turn yellow, right?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
And then eventually it will fall off right now.
Hmm.
So in that manner, basically trees are being killed by the acid rain. Okay, so if the leaves are being fallen off, if the leaves are being falling, then in the absence of leaves, the roots of trees will not absorb water from the soil. Why? Because transpiration pull is no longer there. You
Yes,
guys know
sir.
what is transpiration pull?
Yes, sir.
So transpiration pull is basically the pull of water generated through the evaporation of water vapor, water from the surfaces of the leaves. So
Yes,
there's a
sir.
continuous evaporation of water from the surface of the leaves during the daytime, due to which there is a pull of water generated in the upward direction. So if there is no leaves, so the water will not be absorbing any, the roots will not be absorbing any water from the soil. Thereby,
Yes, sir.
the plants will not survive any longer. Right now.
Hmm.
Also, we get to see that it's not just the plants but also the soil that is impacted by the acid rain, because now
Yes,
the
sir.
Yes, sir.
pH value of the soil will be lower down. pH क्या
Yes,
होगी?
sir.
Lower
The soil
down होगी.
is acidic.
Exactly. So soil will become now acidic, but we know
Yes, sir.
that for a crop,
Soil is
for
base in nature.
hmm,
Basic in
for a
nature.
for a crop to grow in a proper way, the soil actually needs to be neutral.
Base in nature.
Yes, sir.
It needs to be actually neutral. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it needs to be around 7 to 8 has to be the pH of the soil. Getting
Yes,
it?
sir.
If it becomes slightly basic or slightly acidic, then that's not a very big issue. But if it's it acquires a pH value of like 2 pH, 3 pH or 4 pH, then it's a problem. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Now, अगर हम बात करते हैं like what are the other components that are getting impacted by the acid rain?
Yes,
So
sir.
look over here.
Buildings.
The buildings are there, but let's talk about the biotic components. So you get to see that the fishes that are in the ocean, they are also being impacted by it. Okay.
Skin
So
cancer.
skin cancer could also be seen right now. So basically,
Yes, sir.
whatever the aquatic plants are also there, basically what will happen, the water will not become acidic in nature, although it's going to be dilute acidic, but the water has become not acidic, thereby the
Yes, sir.
fishes, the internal organs of the fishes will also be damaged then, right? Their
Yes, sir.
respiratory organ, that is gills, that will be damaged. Okay, so
Hmm.
overall it will damage the life in the water bodies as well. Then we
Yes,
come
sir.
to Arhan, like non-biotic components की हम बात करते हैं, abiotic components, they are also being impacted because the property of acid is corrosive in nature, right? It basically eats away the surfaces. So it will
Yes, sir.
corrode the statues,
Yes, sir.
buildings, or in fact historical monuments. Historical
Yes, sir.
monuments are also being impacted by it. So look over here. One more important thing here is that the buildings that we see over here, the historical monuments that you get to see over here. So all of them, what is common in the three types? Let's see these two. What is common in between these two?
They are so the Taj Mahal is made up with marble.
Actually made up of marble. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So some part of it or the whole structure or the whole monument might be made up of
Most of it is made.
marble. Right?
Yes,
अगर
sir.
हम ताजमहल की बात करते हैं, almost 100% of it is made up of marble basically. Right? So basically what happens now? Marble is basically what? Marble, it's a type of rock. And which type
Yes,
of
sir.
rock it is?
Stone.
It's simply limestone,
Limestone.
right? So
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
limestones are basically what? These are carbonates now. ये क्या होते हैं? Carbonates होते हैं,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Carbonate.
right? NaTs. This is actually carbonates.
Yes, sir.
So what will basically happen? The acid rain will now react with the carbonates present in the marble. Okay. Thereby, what will happen? The carbonates present in the marble will start to corrode now. Getting
Yes,
it
sir.
now? So corrosion will take place here. And look
Yes,
over
sir.
this statue over here, and look at the Taj Mahal also. Slowly, now the color is fading away. The color is fading away now.
Yes, sir.
Okay now.
Sir, is there a
Okay.
way to like change the color back to its original color?
Yeah, there must have been some ways, like we can actually reverse the reaction. Okay now. The
Yes, sir.
restoration of the colors of Taj Mahal have been attempted, but the damage has been done and it cannot be fully returned. Okay, it
Yes,
cannot
sir.
be fully reversed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so look over here. Basically, what happens? As I said, carbonates are present. So ये क्या है हमारा? It is calcium carbonate.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So calcium carbonate, it is found in marbles, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this is also acid rain. Can
Yes, sir.
anyone name
Yes,
this
sir.
one?
Hydrogen sulfate. Hydroxide sulfate.
Mhm. Yeah, sorry.
So sulfurous acid.
Exactly. That is what I was actually asking about. So ये क्या है ना? This is sulfuric acid. Okay. So when sulfur dioxide reacts with what? rainwater, then
Yes, sir.
formation of sulfuric acid takes place. So thereby
Hmm.
now this sulfuric acid will convert calcium carbonate into calcium sulfate, and water
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
and carbon dioxide will be released in the gaseous state. Okay.
Yes,
Hmm.
sir.
So now the calcium carbonate is being now transformed into calcium sulfate. Thereby
Sulfate. Yes,
the
sir.
marble is now losing its luster.
Hmm.
Yes,
है ना?
sir.
So that is what basically has happened. So Taj Mahal,
Yes,
that
sir.
is near Agra, that is at Agra near Delhi. Although
Yes,
like
sir.
it's a beautiful historical monument. Okay, and it is
Yes,
actually
sir.
made up of pure marble, pure white marble. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
and
sir.
now the experts are warning that air pollution around Taj Mahal, now it is decolorizing the marble of the Taj Mahal. Okay, and
Yes, sir.
corrosion is taking place slowly. Right.
Hmm.
So recently, the color of the the Taj Mahal has actually changed. So
Hmm.
actually, the thing here is now there is a oil refinery near Agra. Anyone who knows
Yes,
the
sir.
name Mathura
No, sir.
oil refinery here?
Mathura, yes, sir. Mathura refinery.
So Mathura oil refinery, that is near the Agra, and apart from that, there are several other industries also. They are
Yes, sir.
emitting
Yes, sir.
poisonous gases like sulfur dioxide. Okay, and
Hmm.
oxides of nitrogen is also being released into the atmosphere,
Yes,
which
sir.
are basically
Yes, sir.
leading to formation of um, acid rain, basically, right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So let's keep our discussion here. Okay, so we will
Hmm.
continue with some other interesting things in the next class. Then in the next class, we'll be talking about the reactions. These two reactions we will be talking about. Okay, how
Yes, sir.
formation of acid takes place, right? And then we'll be talking about greenhouse. हम इसकी भी बात करेंगे. What is basically greenhouse?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
because
sir.
air pollution leads to the two of the most harmful impact, that is the acid rain, and after that it's the greenhouse effect also, right?
Hmm.
So all
Yes,
those
sir.
things we'll be trying to cover that in the next class, and what our role could be, in minimizing the impacts, minimizing the harms caused by these pollutions. Then finally,
Yes,
we
sir.
will be beginning our discussion with the water pollution. कि water pollution के sources क्या हैं? Okay,
Hmm.
what are the harmful impacts? And in particular, we will be talking about pollution of river Ganga. So do
Yes,
study
sir.
about the pollution of river Ganga.